Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
All right, so yesterday, late, I wound up revisiting Series 11 of Doctor Who. So I started watching bits and pieces of the episodes throughout the season, and I came to a conclusion that it is a strong possibility that the universe, that entity that was a frog that took the form of the frog,
Yeah.
really didn't want the Doctor to go and really didn't want to be alone.
Ooh.
And I'm wondering if there is a possibility that she gave up her sentient godhood to make herself into a child and plant herself where Gallifrey is, meaning that that frog entity could be the timeless child, and because she loves the Doctor so much,
Yeah.
she went to honor her by becoming her. By maybe she did give them regeneration energy, that entity. Maybe she played the part of the Doctor so much she forgot
She was the entity.
right, and that she believes herself to be the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, she copied a lot of different humans and took on the characteristics
That's right.
of that person. So here you're in a situation where you had to give the Doctor up and be alone in your universe with yourself, and you would probably go crazy. So she would go have the opening to leave her universe, remake herself with the properties of the universe that she's going to, so she wouldn't phase out. And the dramatic type of energy and effect that would take would probably erase her memory, and she's just a child appearing.
Yeah.
That portal could be to that universe.
That's true. I was even thinking, because I said this in a little IM to you, because I was heading up to QT the other day.
Yeah.
And I started me think, because I started rambling, for whatever reason, I started rambling the thing back through my head again.
Yeah.
Who doesn't do that? And then I started thinking, what if Ruth was a CIA agent?
Well, she was.
No.
She was hired by Gallifrey.
Yeah, but what if she was actually a celestial intervention agency looking for maybe like the master? And then we take the whole aspect of, there's something in my hand. And then the whole aspect of, like I said, Rassilon comes along, manipulates things in order to get even with the Doctor, as well as the Master. Let's not forget End of Time, what the Master did to him at the end of time. But basically, his main target is the Doctor, due to he had kicked himself and a lot of the Council off of Gallifrey in Hell Bent.
Right.
Because, like I've said in the past, that would be a unique way of going about it. He could have those two battling each other. Granted, he would send the Master to battle the Doctor under a guise or by an outside source. So while the two of them are battling, he swings in, retakes Gallifrey.
Could be. It's a popular theory that you always have about Rassilon coming in and creating all this. We could take it a step further and say that all these people, like this Root Doctor, they're all clones.
Yeah.
And the fact that Rassilon remade Gallifrey with clones of everyone.
Yeah.
So you have different Doctors and you have different.
And since they've encountered the Doctor before, and his TARDIS was probably was in the shape of a call box at one time they encountered, they could easily model Ruth's TARDIS,
Another TARDIS after the
another
TARDIS.
TARDIS as that,
And it's
and
not
then,
actually the
and then
TARDIS.
either Ruth brainwashed her, either
Right.
Ruth did something to herself, or Rassilon did something. But
It
either
could be
way,
just a regular TARDIS that's not like our TARDIS, like the
yeah,
Doctor TARDIS. Like, I honestly think that we could be in a situation where either it's another Gallifrey from another universe, another origin from Gallifrey from another universe, clones of all the Time Lords,
or the frog person,
or the frog person is the timeless child,
yeah,
because she is an universe. So technically, she is timeless because she's an entity. She is made up of a universe of herself.
yeah,
She is timeless. There is no beginning or end. She never ends.
yeah,
So, like, if she could copy the wife and have sex with the guy, and that's all she did, and she was that person, she could copy the Doctor too.
yeah,
Could be the Doctor. Only difference is, if you think about it, Ruth is kind of like Grace in a way, because Grace was the voice of the entity, if you remember.
yeah.
So if her memories are limited, then naturally, she would be the Root Doctor. I honestly think that it's a situation of honor and not actually being the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I think he took the next Doctor, Chibnall, and did a twist on it where Jackson Lake was like the memories of the Doctor, but not actually the Doctor. I think Ruth is also the same thing. Not actually the Doctor, but
taking aspects of the Doctor,
calling herself the Doctor. So I'm going to go with that. We'll see what happens. I got to say, too, the special, I'm not crazy with this whole idea that I feel that Chibnall was stealing from the confession dial. Chibnall was stealing. You there, Scott? I feel that Chibnall was stealing from.
I'm still here. Yeah.
You hear me? Okay. I feel that. What's going on?
Yeah, I hear you. Breaking up. I am too.
I feel. Am I still breaking up? Am I still breaking up?
You are, at least, because you're.
I'm breaking up.
Occasionally, randomly you are.
Right now. I'm still breaking up now.
You're
Scott?
right up your sounding like this, and then you're.
Really? Still? No? Ah, damn it. We can never have.
I can hear you.
We can. You know what? Let me check. Let me take my camera off. Can't hear me.
I heard still, so I can hear you now. Yeah.
We can never have, like, just lately with this internet. Like, I'm really not happy right now. All right, so you don't need to see my face to talk, right? Because that's probably. You still hear me or no?
Let's see if mine helps any as well.
Could you hear me or no?
I could hear you were buzzing out. That was the problem.
Fire right now, though.
You would be talking, and then the picture would stammer, as well as your voice would. Here, I'm going to do a slight imitation. Like right now. It sounded
choppy. Is it choppy right now?
Yeah, it was very choppy. It was just choppy when you were saying hello, but you were good at that brief moment.
All right. Well, we better now though, or we're not better now?
Yeah, we're better.
All right. Let me try to put my camera back and see. All right, put your camera back for a second. Let's see. All right. So my thing is that it could be a situation where the universe got tired of being a universe and wanted to emulate the Doctor and honor the Doctor and forgot that she's not the Doctor. She's a universe. Yeah. Because it ties in with the old Time Lord lore about her definition that they taught when they were.
Because they never showed any of the past Doctors of them regenerating, because you would at least assume one of those incarnations that the timeless child is supposed to have taken would have been either Hartnell or one of the other Doctors, and they never ever showed that.
Now, I want to bring something up that was brought up in the first episode of Series 11, called "The Woman Who Fell to Earth," where the doctor made a comment that it's been a long time since I bought women's clothes. Now, I want to address this because a lot of people are not thinking that and not paying attention to the fact that the doctor had a child and the doctor
Yeah.
also had a granddaughter.
Yep.
And if she was alive, I mean, they were living on Earth. He was buying her clothes. He was
Yeah.
buying his granddaughter
Susan,
clothes.
yeah.
Right. It's not necessarily for himself. He was buying his granddaughter clothes or his child clothes, whatever. He lived on Earth supposedly for a while before 1963. It wasn't like they just. I mean, was it that they just appeared there in 1963, or were they there
I'm
for
gonna
a while?
have, as far as I know, they were there at least for a semester or two.
Oh, so they just came there for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just a thing that he bought her clothes.
Because it was long enough for them to, both Ian and Barbara, to say, "Oh, so you felt that
She wasn't always there,
odd."
correct?
So 2-1, she
She
was
just
there for
arrived.
at
She
least
was a
1 or
new
2
student.
semesters.
She was a new student, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is that he bought clothes for Susan. But I feel that Series 11, because that's when we first got mention of the Timeless Child. I feel that the Timeless Child is probably the entity from It Takes You Away, the frog entity, because it copied people. And I feel that because it made exact copies of people like Grace and the guy's wife, that it tried to copy the doctor, but with the doctor, you don't have to copy the exact likeness because the doctor regenerates. So maybe
And I
it
think that's
copied.
just it. Where, if you think about it, where Grace and the other people had basically just one image to go by.
Right.
It was
Doctor's
easy to
many.
copy them. But with the doctor, since she could possibly read his mind at the same time, she was probably catching the mixed up memories of his. So okay, I do here. I
She
do
just
here.
formed an image.
Yeah, she just formed some image and filled it with anything because
Right.
the doctor lived for so long, and she could pick up just random.
And the reason
Random
why she
thoughts.
was female most of the time was because the first instance of the doctor was that she met her as a female.
That's right.
So as a child, there's a female child, then regenerates to another female child, then another female child, then a man, but then back to a female. It was like a lot of females.
Yeah.
And that's
Like in the case of the Hand of Fear with Sarah Jane and Eldrad. Since Eldrad encountered Sarah Jane first, the first template he had was of Sarah. So naturally,
right. Yeah. I honestly think that the Timeless Child is nothing more than a sham.
I do too. It's going to be proven. Yeah, it's going to be proven that it's
a sham. It's not even. It's not even Gallifreyan history. It's something that was added to the Matrix that maybe was a fake memory added that they're now investigating because they weren't investigating before. So I think that's what the Timeless Child is. I look forward to a resolution to the Timeless Child and to be done. And I think we're going to get that. But we're not going to get it for a while because obviously Revolution of the Daleks is next.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it doesn't sound like my cup of tea because it's like to me, it's like, here's the thing. It's a copycat off of, Heaven Sent and Hellbent. It's a copycat of Heaven Sent because the Doctor was there for 4 billion years.
Yeah.
So now Chibnall is exactly copying that story, but only making it that the Doctor's a prisoner for an unknown amount of time. This is not an original episode, okay? I'm going to give you an example of how Chibnall stole this idea. We had the episode called Turn Left. And in the episode called Turn Left, all the companions had to figure out how to save the Earth without the Doctor. Rose Tyler was telling Donna Noble that Captain Jack defeated the Centaurans by blowing up the ship, that Sarah Jane defeated the Jejune on the moon,
Yeah.
The Doctor wasn't there because he died battling the Rachnos.
The
So
Arachnos, yeah.
it was where all the companions had to figure out how to save the Earth numerous times, and they all died because they can't regenerate. So then you had, you know, the situation of also Chibnall was taking Turn Left, which was a Doctor Light episode,
Mm-hmm.
and he's making it into the festive special. Plus, he's adding Heaven Sent, where the Doctor was in the confession dial for billions of years.
Heaven Sent or Heaven? Oh, that's right. Heaven Sent.
And you're going to have the Doctor dressed in red, putting marks on the wall of how many centuries he's there. So we've seen Chibnall constantly copy off of previous episodes. But instead of copying it where it's copy word for word or like it's very similar, he mixes episodes. He mixes episodes together.
Yeah.
He puts episodes in a pot and he stirs it up. So you will have Turn Left mixed in a bowl with Heaven Sent, and this will be Revolution of the Daleks. They'll also it will be sort of like a sequel to Resolution, where it will probably be this fleet invading in 9 parsecs the Earth, because they did get the distress call possibly, and they sent their army. I hope that
longer to reach the location than they anticipated,
and I hope
because
that
they probably were at war with somebody.
And I hope that this is everything that they say it is, and they're not just saying it for spite to get us excited. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever because Jodie says it is. It better really be, because let me tell you something right now. Everybody's been through the pandemic still. And yes, Doctor Who Series 12 finished this year, but this special has been held back for a while on a purpose.
Yeah.
And I really hope that it was worth the wait, because we're going to have to wait another year or more, or whatever, 10 months, a year or more, because of COVID's affecting the filming, the pandemic. So we're going to have to wait. So this special better knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if it doesn't, then the show is going to really be in serious jeopardy like it always is lately. So, all right, that's my talk about Doctor Who. We got our real Whovians. And we're gonna do another cast on the Zoom right now. So thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.